Hello, everyone. Rob Goslin here, Director of Space. Welcome to our highlight reel, where we share some of our upcoming classes with you. These are just a few of the amazing modules we offer each month in Space. If you are interested in more information to enroll or to vote on these courses, please check the individual links below. We look forward to seeing you in Space.
And I remember picking up a paper and actually I nearly gave an extra mark for it, extra 5 marks actually. There was one page on this particular paper was left blank. Glorious. Nothing to read. So I scribbled on it, I can't think why. In a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit.
You may be familiar with the origins of the Hobbit, but have you ever wondered how Tolkien went on to craft the story? Well, in John Ratliff's The History of the Hobbit, we can read those early drafts where Gandalf was called Bladorthin and Thorin was called Gandalf. We can read about when Gollum actually helped Bilbo, and it was Bilbo that killed the dragon himself. We can also read the changes that Tolkien made to make The Hobbit fit in better with the story of The Lord of the Rings, and even his aborted attempts to change the style of The Hobbit later on. I'm thrilled to be teaching a series of classes called A Journey Through the History of The Hobbit. Now, this is a fairly big book, so we're actually splitting it into 3 separate modules. The hope is that together we'll get a better understanding of how The Hobbit was crafted and gain a new appreciation for the story that, in many respects, started it all. I hope you'll join me.
Hi, I'm Julian, and I'm here to welcome you to my Harry Potter book club. We'll get together twice a week to read through the series at a pretty relaxed pace, following Harry's adventures as he battles the evil Lord Voldemort, masters the ways of magic, and discovers his destiny. We'll spend 1 month on each of the first 3 books, and then 2 months each on books 4 to 7. This book club is all about sharing the moments of unexpected, joyful discovery through close reading. Sometimes that means simply geeking out over our favorite parts. Sometimes that means discussing aspects that we find problematic. And that's fine, so long as we do it in a kindness-first way, showing respect for one another. My book club is a safe, supportive, welcoming environment which has no place for bigotry. I'd love to talk about historical and mythological allusions in the series, unpack themes like friendship, heroism, good versus evil, and tackle big questions about our relationship with the text. What was it about the Harry Potter books that resonated with so many people? To what extent is it possible, or indeed desirable, to separate art from artist? To what extent does a story belong to its readers? But most of all, I'd love for folks to share their own experiences as we go on the journey together. It'll be so much fun. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in space.
皆さん、はじめまして。私は竹村ひとみです。このモジュールでは日本語を読む、聞く、話す、書くことを勉強します。私は日本語で日本語を教えます。簡単な日本語でコミュニケーションできるようになる。これがこのモジュールのエイム、目標です。このモジュールではみんなの日本語2の教科書を使います。アニメや漫画も使います。面白い言葉をたくさん勉強しましょう。皆さんと一緒に日本語を勉強することを楽しみにしています。どうぞよろしくお願いします。
Hello, my name is Shawn Gaffney, and I would like to welcome you to ancient magic. When we think of the ancient world, we often think about monumental architecture and warfare and innovations in science and technology. But another thing that was ubiquitous throughout Egypt and the Near East was a belief and a practice that we would today think of as something having to do with magic. There was magic to protect you from wild animals, to help you with childbirth, and a variety of other things. So what we'll talk about in this first course is the magic that was common in the ancient world, especially Egypt and the Near East. So welcome to Ancient Magic.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to this preview of the Science of Reading, teaching your kids how to read. Have you ever wondered what goes on in your brain as you're reading? Do you have a young one in your life who's ready to learn how to read, who seems really interested in learning, but you're not quite sure which direction to go in, and you're not sure how to help them? So this space course is the one for you. In the Science of Reading, you'll learn all about what goes on in the brain as you're reading. You'll learn about the different fundamentals that go into teaching English and teaching and reading. And you'll learn how we process text, how we process sound in our brains, and you'll learn some quick and easy reading activities to play with your young ones and with your family so that you too can learn to love reading. This space course is for you if you're interested in teaching your kids how to read, or if you're just interested in what happens behind the curtain. What goes on while you are reading? What happens in your brain? What happens behind your eyes? This is a great course for friends who like to play with language as well as learn new ones. The Science of Reading has many different elements, including neuroscience, psychology, as well as educational practices and linguistics. So you'll learn from me as a K-12 reading specialist how to teach your kids how to read and ways to foster the love of reading. You'll also learn a little bit about the history of teaching reading here in America. So if this sounds fun to you, please sign up for the Science of Reading, teaching your kids how to read. Click on the link, wishlist it, or vote for it as an upcoming candidate module. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.
Hi, I'm Sparrow Alden, and I'm a preceptor in the creative writing sector of space. I want to invite you to the Weekend Writing Intensive. It's 48 hours during which we're going to try to take your idea all the way to a full first draft of a short story, novelette, or novella. We're going to have 8 hours of class time where I will bring everything I know about story structure and character development and hushing your inner editor and bringing that editor back out with a machete when it's time. We'll also have 8 hours of writer space when you can choose between quiet writing time in good company or the Bender Snatch Room where we'll have discussions, peer review, encouragement on your specific project, including plenty of questions to help you fill in the spaces. If you want to join me in this encouraging and slightly frenetic environment full of really good company, please do. I want to hear your story.
Hello there. The creative writing team in the Signum University Space Program is excited to announce our brand new offering.
We've been running creative writing classes for 2 years as standalone modules. Now we want to offer you a new experience to support your long-term project.
It's called Novel in a Year. Over 12 months, you'll take your story from idea to draft to publishable book. Along the way, you'll have guidance in storycraft from us, your preceptors, and running feedback from your classmates.
Each module in the series will draw upon lessons from previous classes as we build a community of writers, going through the journey together, encouraging each other every step of the way.
Sounds like a big commitment. What if I can't do all that?
That's fine. Taking the full sequence will give you the richest experience, but each module still works as a standalone. You can jump in at any time, and it's fine if you have to miss some months.
Okay, but I'm really nervous about submitting my story for feedback.
I get that. At other places, writing workshops can be intimidating and unfriendly, but here at Signum, we've worked with students to develop a different way of doing things. It's all about kindness and encouragement.
It's called collaborative feedback. We start by asking what kind of feedback you need to help your story thrive.
We believe everyone has stories that matter, and sharing them makes the world a better place. If you're ready to tell your story, we hope you'll come join us on the adventure. It's going to be so much fun.